In the 1800s, the first asteroid was discovered by Sicilian Giuseppe Piazzi. In 1912, a man drilling found strange rocks. These rocks were unfamiliar to geologists. Most geologists agreed that the rocks were as a result of ancient and unsupported volcanic action. A comet or asteroid was found to have hit Earth at some point in time. A scientist named Eugene Shoemaker went to visit the Manson crater made by a 10 million ton asteroid or comet. And so, scientists started modeling effects of meteors by dropping marbles into pans of oatmeal to represent a meteor crashing into Earth. In the 1900s, people started to find asteroids as it became a popular activity. About 1,000 asteroids were claimed to be found. However, there was no good way of recording the findings, and therefore, people didn't know if it has been found before or not. In 1970, a geologist named Walter Alvarez found thin bands of reddish clay that divided into two ancient layers of limestone. The problem was, there was no good way to measure the accumulated amount of clay in the samples over time. Trying to know the composition of the clay, Frank Asaro, a scientist, was able to create a measuring technique to know the precise chemical composition of clay using neutron activation analysis. This was done by bombarding samples of clay with neutrons in a small reactor, while counting amounts of gamma rays that came out in the detector. By 1977, Luis Alvarez and son Walter asked Asaro to run tests on the clay for them, as they suggested an impact of some sort has happened to Earth. On June 21, 1978, Frank Asaro agreed to run the tests on the clay in the detector. After 224 minutes, they stopped and looked at some very interesting results. The results showed that the amounts of iridium found were more than 300 times the normal level. Clay from all around the world in places like Spain, Denmark, France, New Zealand, and even Antarctica was run in the detector and showed iridium deposits elevated worldwide as much as 500 times the normal level. An unknown Oregon State University professor had anticipated Alvarez's theory by claiming dinosaurs had died from an impact from space. The president of the American Paleontological Society suggested the possibility of extraterrestrial impact known as the Frasnian extinction. However, the results showed just one thing. The Earth has been struck by an object from space at some point in time. In 1980, Alvarez claimed that dinosaurs had not died from a slow, inexplicable process, but from a sudden explosion caused by an impact on Earth. In 1985, the US Geological Survey conducted research and claimed that the Manson crater was at the right age with the involved dinosaur extinction. This concluded Alvarez with the KT boundary. The KT boundary marks and suggests 65 million years ago when half of the species, including dinosaurs, abruptly vanished from fossil records, about the same time when the comet or asteroid struck Earth. The Manson crater.